All right, good evening. I do believe that you're having a wonderful weekend. Thank you so much for making time for the program tonight here on Lookuptv. This is Lookup Weekend. My name is Brian Amwai and our sign language interpreter tonight is Josephine Oko. Let's begin with the news making headlines today. Now, detectives on Sunday recovered a human head believed to be that of slain university student Rita Waeni Muendo. Now, the head was found in a dam in Kiambaa, Kiambaa County. Police said Kiambaa Police Commander Pius Mwandhi confirmed the incident, saying investigations are ongoing. Now, a mutilated body of 20-year-old Waeni was found in an apartment in Roysambu area in Nairobi on January 14th, with her head missing. Police could not immediately confirm the identity of the victim. Now, this gave a clue on where the killer may have headed after murdering Waeni on January 13th at an apartment in Roysambu. Now, the rest of her remains were found wrapped in a plastic bag and sheet and placed by a dustbin. Police picked the head for preservation and analysis as the probe and hunt on the killer continues.
Nimeona kichwa ya msichana, kisho ilikuwa imewekwa karatasi.
Na pengine
hiyo kichwa hata si ya hapa. Juu hata watu wenye wako hapa hawajaitabua vizuri ati ni ya huko. Hii kichwa ni kama imeletwa kutoka mbali. Changamoto tuko nayo hapa ni security. Hakuna security. Hii kama hii dam hakuna, inafaa ikuwe imeangalia vizuri, ikuwe na fence mzuri na iangaliwe juu hata kuna vijana wanakujanga kuswim.
Hatujui kichwa ilikuwa inatoka wapi. Na hii njia ni mbaya sana. Si mnaona vile inakaa. Hii njia watoto wakikuja, hata pengine kuna watu wanakuja hapa uji. Wakiona ukipita hivi wanatokea kwa barabara. Wanakukibiza. Hii njia ni, nadhani hii kichwa pengine ilitenganizwa na mwili kakuja kutupwa hapa. Juu kuna mwaka hiyo ingine kuna mtu alikuwa ameletwa hapa. Alikuwa hana nguo, alikuwa ametupwa pale juu. Na hakuna kitendo kilifanyika.
Now, away from that, President William RUTO has fired a warning at education officials who extort money from parents while arguing that the government has not yet disbursed education funds. RUTO, who was speaking during a Thanksgiving service in Busia County, said that the government has issued 60 billion Kenya shillings in capitation to all learning institutions countrywide, including 10 billion in bursary to allow students to access education across the nation. Ruga Ival now reports.
I want to ask as a directive, no education official, no education manager of any place shall demand for fees from any parent. The government has made its commitment. We have given enough money to make sure all our children go to school and they learn. And therefore, there will be no requirement by parents for them to pay any extra fees to anybody.
A seemingly irritated president addressing a congregation in Busia County has issued a stern warning to school heads who are extorting money from parents, revealing that the government has disbursed enough money already to run schools.
Sasa musikie kutoka kwangu, kwa sababu hawa watu watawachana na hiyo tabia mbaya ya kuuliza wazazi walipe pesa na ilihali serikali imetoa pesa. Wacha nirudie. Serikali ya Kenya hii Januari, sio ya last year, hii Januari, tumetoa bilioni 62 ya kusomesha watoto wetu wa Kenya.
William RUTO has said that they are keenly paying attention to all the education sectors, and as of now, 7.6 billion Kenyan shillings have been paid out to small and junior secondary schools education. Therefore, anyone trying to sabotage.
Na mimi nataka niwaulize wazazi. Kuna viongozi wengine wa haya mashule wanaenda kule wanamwambia mzazi ati pesa ya serikali haijafika, wewe lipa. Shule ya primary school, pesa ya primary school pesa ya secondary school, pesa ya TVET, pesa ya university, mpaka pesa ya bursary ambayo wabunge watatumia kupatia bursaries watoto wetu.
Speaking in Busia County during an interdenominational prayer at Machakos Primary School, the president made a stopover to address the residents of Busia, where he continued to champion for the affordable housing program, arguing that this has effectively created jobs for the youths.
Alafu kuna watu wanasema ati tusiendelee na hiyo mpango. Tuendelee ama tuendelee? Na hii program ya housing ya hawa vijana wapate ajira, tuendelee ama tuendelee? Unajua hii Kenya iko watu na kiburi na madharau sana. Hii Kenya haiwezi kubadilika kwa mambo tu ya hewa. Itabadilika kwa kupangwa vizuri. And we must be deliberate. We must be intentional about how we create jobs, where we create jobs, and how those jobs are going to reach ordinary citizens at the grassroots.
After Busia County, Ruto headed to Malaba Bungoma County to launch a multi-million Malaba Malakisi water and sewerage project at Amoni.
Awamu ya pili ya hii mradi tulienda tukanegotiate 30 billion in 2016. Sasa nimeanzisha tena negotiation nyingine na watu wa ADB na tumekubaliana bilioni 40. Na hiyo bilioni 40 tutaweka bilioni 1 hapa Bungoma, tutaongeza bilioni 1 kule Busia. Ndio tuhakikisha kwamba tunasaidia, bado wananchi wengi hawajafikiwa na maji. Si namna hiyo jameni? Ama tuongeze ya Bungoma ikuwe bilioni 2.
Ruga Ival, Lookuptv.
Now, Foreign Affairs and Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi has rubbished off speculations that Kenya is at loggerheads with her neighbours, asking the media to shun peddling the speculation. Now, Mudavadi noted that Kenya has instead been at the forefront in advocating for peace in the East African region, with National Assembly Speaker Moses Wetangula emphasizing on the importance of unity.
Wenyeji wetu, ndugu zetu, ambao wako kwa media, tafadhali, Kenya is not at war with any of its neighbors. In fact, Mheshimiwa Rais is on the front line kuleta amani katika eneo hii. Mataifa yanayumba yanapigana, na rais wetu William Samoei Ruto yuko kwa mstari wa mbele kuhakikisha kwamba amani inarejea katika hizi mataifa, kwa sababu vita kule vitanyemelea hapa. Kwa hivyo nataka niombe tu wale ambao wanaandika, kwa sababu tulikuwa pahali tukaona wanasema kuna vita imetokea hapa, kuna kasoro hapa, kuna kasoro hapa. Please media, there is no problem with our neighbors insofar as Kenya is concerned, and if there are any issues, they are normally solved diplomatically.
Lazima tuketi pamoja tujenge nchi yetu. Lazima tuketi pamoja tushughulikie wananchi. Lazima tuwape wote ambao wamepata nafasi, akiwa MCA, akiwa governor, akiwa mbunge, akiwa rais wa nchi, nafasi ya kuwafanyia watu kazi. Another time will come, wale wanataka kukompete, filimbi itapigwa na ikilia waingie uwanjani. But for now, let's focus singularly on resolving the challenges that face our country. If we all work together, those challenges will be much lighter to resolve. If we pull in different directions, the challenges will magnify and become even insurmountable.
Government Affordable Housing Project continues. The National Assembly Committee on Housing, Urban Planning and Public Works maintains it will continue engaging Kenyans on the matter. The committee, which has been holding public participation across the country, says the initiative is aimed at ensuring Kenyans across the country have involved to avert legal battles to derail the project. The affordable housing conversation is taking new heights across the country as public participation forums take center stage, with the committee eager to carry out its mandate and ensure as many Kenyans get to understand the program and give it a green light.
Imetake muda mrefu Saa hii Kenya, rais wetu William Samoei Ruto ametukumbuka na anatuelekeza the right direction ya kupata nyumba.
During the public participation, participants who turned up voluntarily after being issued with a public notice 2 weeks ago were given a chance to ask questions as well as propose ideas on how best locals can be involved in the project.
Mimi ni mkaaji wa kijiji. Niliingia kwa kijiji nikiwa miaka 22. Sasa ninaenda 50 na niko hapo. Nimesalia hapo. Watoto wangu wako hapo. Wamesalia hapo. Nashangaa wale watu wanapinga hii mpango ya serikali. Sisi kama wanakijiji kukaa kwa nyumba ya mawe, hata hatujui kama tutakuja kukaa maisha yetu yote. Lakini tumeshukuru sana kwa sababu sasa tunaona kuna mwangaza.
Mpango naifurahia sana kwa sababu mimi pia nitanunua hii nyumba ya affordable housing kwa sababu kama mtumishi wa serikali kuna kiwango ile inaweza kufika. Na hii market rate saa nyingine inakuwa ni mzito kwetu na tunaweza kununua hii nyingine ambayo tunaweza kufanya nini ku afford. Hata sisi tuko kwa hii gari ile mnaendesha mko ndani. Pili, mimi nimelelewa Jericho. Wangapi wanajua Jericho Nairobi?
The committee maintains that all issues that have been raised will be considered in parliament.
Posema hapo mwanzo, ni vizuri uende usome hiyo karatasi tena. Correct? Kwa sababu iko section hiyo mpaka section 7. Na kulingana vile nimesikia nyote mkiongea, kila mtu ametaja jambo mbili, moja ama mbili katika section ya kwanza, section ya pili, section ya 3 mpaka ya 7. Kwa hivyo tumechukua maoni. Kwa sababu kama mnachangia pesa, hii nyumba ni kali sana, iko kwa hii bill. Si ndio? Wale wanafanya kazi iko kwa hii bill.
It is a process, however, that appears to be a blatant defiance of a court order stopping public participation forums on Affordable Housing Bill 2023. The week-long program in 12 counties being presided over by Parliament Finance and Planning Committee and the Housing Committee, setting in motion for an imminent legal battle between the executive and litigants who were granted conservatory orders stopping the public participation from taking place until the matter is determined later this month. Counties hosting the public participation program include Machakos, Narok, Uasin Gishu, Meru, Nyeri, Nairobi, Mombasa, Kwale, Homa Bay, Kiambaa, Embu, Bungoma and Nakuru counties. The High Court in Kisumu last month issued conservatory orders stopping the public participation of the Affordable Housing Bill, pending further directions. The petitioner, a Kisumu-based lobby grassroots trust, argued that the National Assembly should conduct adequate public sensitization, especially targeting marginalized groups that may not know the content of the bill before collecting views. However, Molo MP Kimani Kuria is adamant that the latest move by Parliament is not in contempt of court orders. With the petitioners keen on having the public participation of the Affordable Housing Bill dismissed, another round of legal battle looms in the corridors of justice, even as the Court of Appeal is set to issue ruling on January 26th as whether or not to suspend the housing tax under the Finance Act 2023. A section of residents from Western Kenya have expressed their concerns following the ongoing political disputes between Governor Fernandes Baraza, Senator Boni Halwale, and Member of Parliament Peter Salasya, emphasizing the need for peace. This comes after the three politicians showed interest in the Kakamega top seat come 2027, with the residents urging them to focus on service delivery at the moment.
With Kakamega politics taking center stage in the past few weeks, Mumia's Member of Parliament Peter Salasya and Governor Fernandes Baraza at loggerheads, Kakamega residents have lamented about the ongoing clashes, calling on the leaders to iron out their differences.
Sisi tulichagua mbunge wetu PK kama mbunge atuwakilishe kwa National Assembly. Na tukachagua Mheshimiwa Baraza ambaye ni gavana wetu mwenye atatufanyia kazi. Hao watu wawili hakuna mtu mwingine mwenye inafaa ingie kwa ofisi ya mwingine. PK afanye kazi yake, Mheshimiwa Baraza afanye kazi yake. Baraza fanya kazi. Fanya kazi alafu wachane na mheshimiwa PK akue. Alafu mambo na ICC. Tokeni ICC wachane na PK.
Two youth groups from Mumia's East constituency, one allied to Kakamega Governor Fernandez Baraza and the other to a Member of Parliament Peter Salasya, clashed during the separate demonstration in the county. In a statement recently, Member of Parliament Salasya claimed County Chief Fernandez Baraza and the Senator Boni Alwale lack a good political following in the western part of Kenya, yet he has a remarkable following, alleging that they are fighting him for political gain.
Sisi tulichakua tukae pamoja, atufanyie kazi. Tutoke kwa malumbano ya governor na MP. Sai sisi kama wana bodaboda tunasumbukana, tulikuwa tunatarajia tumechakua kiongozi wetu kijana mwenye atatusaidia angalie maslahi ya vijana vile wanakuwa, lakini sasa sisi tunaumia kila wakati. Mheshimiwa ni kutuanga watu mangumi kila wakati.
John Matava, Lookuptv, Nairobi.
All right, now that story by John Matava takes us to our first break here on Lookup Weekend. We want to urge you to continue engaging us on our socials at Lookuptv, that is on Facebook and on YouTube and also on X. We'll be sampling your feedback as we continue with the program tonight. Do tell us where you are watching us from and what you think about the stories we are running today. We'll be reading your feedback in the course of this particular bulletin. But now I take a break. I'll be back in a moment.
Mwaka huu usilie Januari. Tatua Januari yako sasa hivi. Shinda guaranteed bonus ya shilingi 10,000 baada ya kila nusu saa na utatue bill zako chap chap. Linganisha nambari zako 3 za bahati kwa dakika 30 zijazo ushinde hadi shilingi 300,000.
Nenda kwa M-Pesa, chagua paybill number 150 chagua namba zako 3 za bahati kati ya 0 na 9 ukifuatanisha na neno Lookuptv. Cheza na kati ya shilingi 10 hadi shilingi 1,000.
Tatua Januari.
Over 18s only. Gaming can be addictive. Play responsibly. This message has been approved by the BCLB.
RUKE.
What about mambo fantastic if not scholastic? Chota kuchota na Hatia Supermarket imerudi. Ukifanya tu shopping ya shilingi 1,000, wewe unaingia kwa promotion ya chota kuchota na Hatia Supermarket. Watu wanaendelea kushinda ndani ya Hatia Supermarket. Mwana tata kitoko. Wewe na umeshinda
nini? Yote. Sasa uoga na lala.
Karibu ndani ya Hatia Supermarket uweze kuchota kwa wingi kabisa. Watu wanasema nini? Nakwambia kwamba chota kuchota. Unangoja nini?
Magari 7 za kushindaniwa, TV, fridge, microwave, shopping vouchers, school fees vouchers, instant prizes na zawadi zingine kemkem. Chota kuchota imethaminiwa na Hetia's, Oven Fresh Bakery, Gigabyte, Mount Kenya Milk, Clover's Food Products, Velvex, Magic Drink, Pwani Oil, Arenco, Fruit Juice, Masterchef, Toilex, Coolsip, Mika, Wash Ultra, Philos, Prestol, Nivea, My Choice, Ushindi, Fresh Fry, Arimis Jelly, Cabernet Water, Dettol, Ketepa, Meta, Glucose, Coca-Cola, Rosy Tissue, Big Giant, Elbins, Unilever, Fresh, Unga wa Dola, Blue Band na Pasta Star. Shindano la chota kuchota linaanza tarehe 1 Disemba hadi tarehe 10 Februari mwaka 2024.
Hatia Supermarket, a world of choice.
All right, thank you so much for staying with us here on Lookup Weekend. Moving on, Teachers Service Commission Chairperson Dr. Jamlek Muturi has sworn that the Teachers Employment Body will not sit and watch as the teachers continue to be victimized by rogue parents taking the law in their hands. And as Martin Masharia now reports, Dr. Muturi advised parents with grievances to address them through the Board of Management or other legal means.
The chairman of TSC Embu County says that the commission is not going to be silent when teacher security is at risk, warning parents against launching attacks on teachers, adding if there is any issue, then they should follow the right channel.
As a commission, we have said it, the profession must be respected, and the teachers and the head teachers must be respected. And anybody taking the law to his hands, we will not keep quiet. But the full force of the law will be upon that person.
Said this while at a meeting of Winner Sacco in Embu, where TSC Secretary Dickson Murangura applauded the TSC body for taking immediate action following the Songo School drama.
After the examination results are released, there are those parents who have issues with the school administration. Luckily in Embu we don't have such an issue, but we have seen elsewhere in this country, there are those parents who are dragging teachers out of school. Shame on them. The teachers have done their part. They have taught their children. Luckily, the Kenya National Examinations Council started giving grades all the way from A to E. They graded from A to E because they know all grades can be attained by our students. If your student gets an E, take them to the technical training colleges. There they will get their passion.
This comes as parents from Meru County have asked the Ministry of Education to transfer the principal of Gakuni girls, or else they will conduct a demonstration on the same.
We are getting some sort of information that she is being transferred to a unknown institution. We want to request, now that the results have improved. Last year wale walienda university walikuwa 13. This year only, when she is just 8 months old, 33 have transited to university. Last year, Form 1 intake was 130. This year, it is 450. And we are happy.
All right, away from that, the clergy has cautioned young people to be wary of their company as a way to combat the current wave of murders being witnessed in the country. Now, speaking during the annual SCK prayer event, Machakos Diocese held at SCK Mount Zion Prayer Center in Machakos County, Machakos Diocese Bishop Joseph Mutungi attributed the current murder of young people to the people they associate with and many a times lack of counsel from the clergy. Melvin Getembe now reports.
Our majabazi, because you don't know what they are applying for.
With recent cases of murder reported in the country, heavily involving femicide, raising questions over the safety of women in the society, men of cloth from different denominations, led by Machakos Diocese Bishop Joseph Mutungi, have attributed the recent murder with people they associate with and many at a times lack of counsel from the clergy. Mutungi now says the family unit is currently under attack due to the nature of the world derailing family goals, visions and dreams, lamenting on the current femicide attacks, with the man of cloth noting that perpetrators of such acts need prayers in order to change.
The family unit is under attack. And now recently we have seen the young people committing suicide, and not only suicide, they are being killed, and we are losing a number of young people. And the reason for this is the association and the kind of places that we choose to go. My plea and my advice to our youth is that you don't have to go with somebody you don't know.
The clergy has, however, applauded the government for coming up with measures demanding for identification of those owning Airbnbs as a way to end the current deaths witnessed in those rooms.
Making an appeal to our government that yes, we know you are taking care of us, but we need to increase, and we appreciate even the guidelines that have been put to these lodgings and the other places like Airbnb. Let us also, our landlords of these places, because people will still visit you, also be concerned about the security of your people. And I really want to agree that identification of anybody using these facilities is also very important.
The clergy is now asking the legislature, the judiciary and the executive to prioritize mwananchi needs whenever they are making decisions.
Taji pia kuombea nchi yetu na viongozi wetu na viongozi wote, upinzani na serikali, mahakama na mbunge zote za county na za national. Tunawaomba wakati munaenda kufanya miswada yenu na uamuzi wenu na kuamua mambo ya kuhusu nchi, muangalie wananchi sana sana.
Mevin Getembe, Lookuptv.
Now, there was drama in West Pokot after congregants of Redeemed Gospel Church in Chepareria took to the streets, protesting and demanding the removal of their pastor from the church, accusing him of misappropriation of funds. Now, the intensity of the clashes prompted the intervention of law enforcement, who was summoned to guard the church premises, ultimately leading to the exclusion of all members.
There was drama at a local church in West Pokot County after two factions of worshippers clashed. The two groups are wrangling over difference as long-standing members who have been key in the church activities for decades expressed displeasure in recent teachings that they believe have gone against the traditional values that have well defined the church.
Redeemed Chepareria ni kanisa yetu. Kuna wengine tumechukua loans tumeweka hapa, wengine watoto wao wameshindwa kusoma kwa sababu ya kujenga hii kanisa. Tumejitolea ili tupate amani. Kazi ya Mungu ni kujitolea. Lakini mkipata pastor mwenye anakuja hajali washirika, kazi yake ni kufukuza washirika, anasema ati hana neema ya kufuata watu. Ati ukienda enda. Wewe ni pastor wa aina gani?
Church service did not take place on Sunday as an effort to resolve the issue through dialogue failed to bear fruit. A section of church members held protest outside the church, holding placards demanding the removal of the pastor.
Kwa sasa tunatangaza ya kwamba Timothy aende.
Local leaders and elders are expressing concern about the impact of internal conflict to the wider community and calling for resolution and reconciliation so that normalcy can return.
Tunaacha na upendo wa mchungaji. Sasa leo hii tumeamua, hii wiki alifunga hii kanisa mwenyewe akapandisha makafuli. Sisi ni washirika watoto wa hii nyumba, anataka tuende wapi? Namba 2, tukaamua tuweke pia ya kuche kafuli kasiingie huko. Amekuja na kijana mwingine amechanganyikiwa, amempea authority, amemsimamia, anakata kafuli. Yeye anarukia mwingine na amekata kafuli. Kwanza hiyo ni makosa. Sisi hatuko tayari kwa vita, lakini
attempts to initiate dialogue failed, with Pastor Timothy resorting to filing a case with authorities, leading to police coming to his rescue and guarding the church against the congregants. George Kayesi, Lookuptv.
All right, away from that, Igodi High School parents have threatened to hold demonstrations over the transfer of their school principal. Now, the parents pleaded with the Education Ministry to ensure the principal is reinstated back, as the school has witnessed massive transformation during her tenure, now questioning why she had to be transferred, yet she had only served for a short period of time. All right, away from that, Fafi Member of Parliament Salah Yakub has launched a zero-fees program for all secondary schools in his constituency in a bid to boost the 100% transition from primary to secondary schools. Now, the move also aims to help in increasing secondary school enrollment, which will further increase the school's capitation funding by the government and increase teacher posting, thus improving access to education. Martin Mashavia with that and more in our county.
Fafi Member of Parliament Salah Yakub has taken a significant step to enhance education in his constituency by implementing a zero-fee program for all secondary schools. The initiative aims to boost the 100% transition from primary to secondary schools and increase overall enrollment. In addition to fee waivers, Yakub distributed uniforms, boxes, mosquito nets, and other essential equipments to students at Nagigi Secondary School.
Watoto wa shule, watoto wa secondary school wanaenda 100% transition. Last time we did the same, got around 350 kids. Today we have close to 700 kids reporting to Fafi schools. The school we are standing today had only 57 kids when we were coming. Today it's going to around 200. The aim was to increase enrollment so that capitation money can increase, so that the share of teachers being allocated to TSC can increase for Fafi, so that JSS can also increase.
Elsewhere, in a significant stride towards addressing the shortage of specialized nurses in Kenya, Nakuru PCA Medical College celebrated the graduation of 76 nurses over the weekend. The ceremony, attended by Nakuru County Executive Committee Member for Health Roslyn Mungai, highlighted the broader impact of nursing specialization on universal health coverage. However, she noted that the output from Nakuru's PCA Medical College would contribute significantly to the county's healthcare goals.
I want to acknowledge and express our sincere appreciation for the invaluable collaboration between the Nakuru County's Department of Health and the PCA Nakuru West Medical College. This partnership has been instrumental in enhancing service delivery in our healthcare facilities. We find that there are challenges with regard to our current capacity to meet the healthcare needs of our community, and that is why partnership with such institutions as the PCA, because they also run healthcare facilities, we encourage those facilities and we create an enabling policy and environment for these institutions to fill in the gaps with regard to our provision of healthcare.
Meanwhile, in a devastating turn of events, residents of Tiekuni village in Deya, Kiambaa County, are grappling substantial losses following a fierce storm accompanied by strong winds. The calamity, which struck recently, wreaked havoc on houses' roofs, agricultural fields, and numerous businesses, leaving several families homeless.
Hiyo kumeanza rasharasha, alafu tukaona kitu inakaa smoke. Ikaanza that side, ikatoka that side, ikakuja hapa katikati. Ilipotoka hapa katikati, ikakuja hapa. Ndio pepo ikakuja, ikaangusha hizi zote. Tent zote ikaenda kwa hii shamba ya engineer, ikabeba vitu. Na ikawaka moto pale kwa transformer zile ziko hapo. After that everything ita collide. Tumeandago hasara kubwa, vitu zingine zimeharibika, tent muona vile zinakaa pia. Generator yetu imeharibika pia pale, stima hatuna, jikoni zetu hatuna baka milango. Watu wa nyama kama nyama zilifly zao pia, kuliko na drinks za customers zingine, so na glasses zimevunjika.
Martin Masharia, Lookuptv.
All right, now let's get sporty tonight. AFC Leopards tore apart 10-man Nairobi City Stars, ending their fine run that had seen them win the last 5 matches. Now Maxwell Otieno and Kevin Kibani were on target for Ingwe, ensuring the important win for the Thomas Tuchel. I believe, yes, let me just take that again. FC Leopards tore apart 10-man Nairobi City Stars, ending their fine run that had seen them win the last 5 matches. Now Maxwell Otieno and Kevin Kimani were on target for Ingwe, ensuring the important win for the Thomas Tuchel side, which has been blowing hot and cold this season. Elsewhere, Police FC cruised to a comfortable 2-0 win against relegation-threatened Nzoia Sugar at the Police Circle Stadium Sunday afternoon, thanks to a first-half brace from talisman Tito Okello. Now the law enforcers moved to 5th in the Premier League standings with 30 points. Away from that, Morocco will have to wait to clinch a place in the last 16 of the Africa Cup of Nations after being held to a 1-1 draw by the Democratic Republic of Congo on Sunday. Now with Silas Katompa Mfumba earning the Leopards a deserved draw. Achraf Hakimi had given heavily fenced Morocco an early lead in San Pedro in the southwestern corner of Ivory Coast, and Cedric Bakamu missed a penalty for the Congolese before the interval. Now, however, substitute Silas of German Bundesliga side VfB swept home the equalizer on 76th minute to ensure they sever the spoils. All right, we've come to the end of our program tonight. Thanks to everyone that made it a success, starting with my director, Jay Momanyi, and the entire team behind the scenes that makes this happen every night. I do want to thank you so much for watching. My name is Brian Amwai. The producer of this particular bulletin was Ian Keitania. Sign language interpreter tonight is just Inoko. You do have yourselves a lovely night. I'll see you again, God willing. Good night.